Alright, let's talk about tariffs. I know, it sounds like the kind of thing you'd rather skip, but stick with me. Because right now, tariffs are at the center of a global economic storm that could hit your wallet harder than you think. They sound boring, but right now, tariffs are a five-alarm fire in the global economy's dumpster. The headlines are screaming, markets are jittery, and businesses everywhere are bracing for impact. President Trump is back, wielding his favorite economic tool, tariffs. He's not just talking tough, he's making moves that could reshape how the world trades and how much you pay for everyday things. So, what is a tariff? It's a tax on stuff that comes into our country from other places. Think of it as a toll booth at the border, but for everything from electronics to avocados. Imagine ordering a pizza, but before you get it, you have to pay an extra 10%. That's a tariff. It's not just a small fee, it adds up, and you feel it every time you buy something important. Now apply that to everything from coffee to cars. Your morning brew, your next phone, even the family SUV, all could cost more just because of these new taxes. On August 1st, 2025, a new wave of import taxes is set to hit the US. A baseline 10% tariff on almost everything, with some countries getting hit even harder. This isn't just a threat, it's a scheduled reality, and businesses are scrambling to prepare. Brazil faces a 50% tariff, apparently over political drama. That's not just a slap on the wrist, it's a full-on economic punch, and it could spark retaliation. Vietnam, the Philippines, South Africa, Malaysia, and Thailand are also targeted, with tariffs up to 40%. These countries are major suppliers of everything from clothing to electronics, so expect those prices to jump. Even our European allies are facing possible 50% tariffs on steel and 25% on cars if negotiations fail. That means European imports, think luxury cars, appliances, and more, could soon be out of reach for many Americans. It's like global whack-a-mole, but with a financial sledgehammer. Every time one country tries to dodge, another gets hit, and the costs just keep piling up. The result? Everything you buy is about to get more expensive. From groceries to gadgets, the price tags are climbing, and there's no easy way out. This isn't just about one or two countries, the list keeps growing. More nations are being added, and the trade war is spreading, making the global economy even more unpredictable. Welcome to the new era of expensive everything. Buckle up, because the world of tariffs is about to hit home, and your wallet might never be the same. Let's talk Walmart, the kingdom of low prices. Their business model? Sell things cheaper than anyone else. But tariffs are making that nearly impossible. About a third of Walmart's products are sourced from outside the US. That supply chain is now under siege. Walmart's CFO has already warned they can't dodge these tariffs. Translation prices are going up. They've been scrambling to renegotiate contracts and find new suppliers, but moving a supply chain that size is like turning an aircraft carrier in a bathtub. The result? Walmart's forecast for 2025 is grim, with tariffs as the main culprit. The company's always low prices promise is under direct assault. Even a retail giant can't absorb these costs forever. For shoppers, that means higher prices on everyday essentials. It's a self-inflicted wound on the American economy. What does this mean for you in the store? It means that every trip down the aisle is about to feel a lot heavier on your wallet. The prices you see on the shelves aren't just numbers, they're a reflection of a global economic shift that's hitting home. Get ready for sticker shock. The days of casual shopping are over. Now, every purchase feels like a decision. Love coffee? Brazil's 50% tariff means your morning cup just got pricier. That daily ritual, once a small comfort, is now a luxury for many. Electronics, clothes, toys, most are made in countries now facing heavy tariffs. The cost of everyday essentials and little luxuries is climbing. Hasbro warns toy prices could jump by fall. That means birthdays and holidays might look a little different this year. Try explaining to your kid why their favorite toy costs more. For many families, tough choices are on the horizon. Copper used in wiring, plumbing, and electronics now faces a 50% tariff. This isn't just about gadgets, it's about the backbone of modern life. US copper prices are up 25% over the global average. That's a surge that ripples through every industry. That cost gets baked into everything: houses, air conditioners, smartphones. The price hikes aren't isolated, they're everywhere you look. Even used car prices are rising as new cars get more expensive and demand shifts. The ripple effect is real, and it's accelerating. It's a domino effect. One tariff knocks over another price and the whole economy feels it. every sector is connected, and no one is immune. From food to cars to toys, you'll pay more for almost everything. The cost of living is rising, and it's not slowing down. This isn't theory, it's your grocery bill, your back-to-school shopping, your holiday gifts. The impact is personal and it's immediate. The message is clear. Brace for higher prices. Every household will feel the squeeze, and budgets everywhere are under pressure. The tariffs are a tax on daily life. They don't just hit businesses, they hit you every time you check out. The impact is everywhere, and it's only just beginning. As these changes ripple through the economy, the true cost will become even clearer. Welcome to the Isle of Broken Dreams, a place where the price of everything is going up and the future feels uncertain for everyone. For most American families, this isn't just inconvenient, it's a crisis. Budgets are already tight with rising costs for housing, healthcare, and education. Now, tariffs are pushing up the price of everyday necessities. For low and middle-income families, a 10% increase on basics is devastating. Walmart shoppers, those who can least afford it, are hit hardest. Studies show the cost of tariffs is passed almost entirely to consumers, acting as a regressive tax. When families spend more on basics, they cut back elsewhere, hurting local businesses and jobs. It's a vicious cycle. Tariffs raise prices, squeeze budgets, reduce spending, and hurt the economy. The promise of protecting American jobs feels hollow when your grocery bill jumps by $20 or $30. For millions, this isn't a statistic, it's a direct blow to financial stability. The wallet squeeze is real, and it's getting tighter. As tariffs hit the US, Canada's retail sector is booming. Shoppers are flocking to stores, and the energy in Canadian malls is palpable. Retailers are seeing a surge in business, and the atmosphere is one of optimism and excitement. Americans in border states are heading north for better deals. Canada is suddenly the giant duty-free shop next door. Families are planning weekend trips to Canadian cities, and cross-border shopping has become a new trend. Canadian retail sales are up, growing faster than in the US. The numbers tell the story. More shoppers, higher revenues, and a retail landscape that's thriving like never before. The reason is simple. If a TV costs less in Toronto than Buffalo, Americans will cross the border to buy it. Electronics, clothing, and even groceries are drawing US shoppers north, eager to take advantage of the savings. Canada's calm, stable trade policy is paying off. Businesses feel secure, and consumers are reaping the benefits of a steady economy. They scrapped a digital services tax and are working on a new trade deal with the US, creating a predictable business environment. This forward-thinking approach is attracting both shoppers and investors. While American retailers struggle, Canadian stores are thriving. Checkout lines are long, and shelves are being restocked constantly to keep up with demand. For decades, Canadians shopped in the US for lower prices. It was almost a rite of passage for many families, especially during holiday sales. Now, the flow is reversed. Americans are the ones making the trip, searching for bargains and new experiences in Canadian stores. The Great White North is becoming the Great Big Mall, fueled by US policy. Canadian malls are bustling and the retail landscape is transforming before our eyes. The irony? A policy meant to help the American economy is boosting Canada instead. US retailers are left scratching their heads, wondering where all the customers have gone. Canadian retailers are ringing up sales, while US stores worry. The shift is dramatic, and the impact is being felt on both sides of the border. The border has never looked so busy. Lines of cars stretch for miles filled with eager shoppers and families looking for deals. Sometimes the grass really is greener on the other side. For now, that side is Canada, where opportunity and prosperity are just a short drive away. It's not just shoppers. American businesses are looking north too. When tariffs make it too expensive to import materials, companies have three choices: absorb the cost, pass it to consumers, or move. More are choosing to relocate to Canada, where trade is stable and costs are lower. Imagine a Michigan manufacturer facing a 50% steel tariff, while a competitor in Ontario pays the global price. The result? US jobs, investments, and tax revenue are moving to Canada. It's the opposite of the policy's goal. Manufacturing is leaving, not returning. Canada gains new businesses and jobs just by keeping trade predictable. Canadians are quietly pleased, welcoming the investment. Their measured approach to trade is paying off. While US politicians shout about trade wars, Canadian leaders cut ribbons at new factories. It's a slow, steady drain of economic vitality from the US to Canada. The maple leaf migration is real and growing. Not everyone thinks tariffs are a disaster. President Trump and supporters argue tariffs are necessary to fight unfair trade and protect American jobs. They say short-term pain will lead to long-term gain. Factories and jobs returning to the U.S., it's a patriotic message. Pay a bit more now to rebuild American industry. Critics, including economists and business groups, say tariffs hurt Americans most. Tariffs are paid by U.S. importers, not foreign countries, and those costs are passed to consumers. Retaliation is likely. Brazil and China are already preparing their own tariffs. This could spark a trade war, hurting farmers and exporters. Instead of protecting jobs, tariffs could destroy them. Two visions: tariffs as a patriotic shield, or as an economic boomerang. We've been here before. Trump's first term saw a massive trade war, mostly targeting China, with tariffs on hundreds of billions in imports. The goal: shrink the trade deficit and bring back manufacturing jobs. Imports from China fell, but the promised manufacturing boom never arrived. Studies showed most tariff costs were paid by American consumers and businesses. When Biden took office, he kept some tariffs but tried to calm things down. Now, Trump's back with an even more aggressive tariff agenda, a universal 10% tariff, plus higher rates for some countries. It's a dramatic escalation of a strategy that already had mixed results. The American consumer is once again being asked to swallow the cost. So, what's next? The future looks messy and expensive. With new tariffs set for August, prices will keep climbing, squeezing family budgets. Retailers like Walmart will struggle, caught between rising costs and angry customers. International retaliation could spark a global trade war, disrupting supply chains and hurting exporters. Domestically, the political fallout is just beginning. Will voters support tariffs or revolt against higher prices? Canada will likely keep benefiting as shoppers and businesses head north. The administration is betting tariffs will reshape global trade in America's favor, but the risk is isolation and economic slowdown. Buckle up, the ride is just beginning.